Welcome back to Forgotten Dream Painters, where we rediscover artists who shaped the inner landscapes of art history but are often left in the shadows. Today, we step into the colorful, humble, and deeply rooted world of Jamini Roy. Jamini Roy was born in 1887 in Bilaipur, a small village in Bengal. From a young age, he showed a natural love for drawing and colors. His family, after discovering his enthusiasm for the arts, sent him to join the Government School of Art in Calcutta at the age of 16 in 1903, where he studied under Abanindranath Tagore, the founder of the Bengal School of Art. Under Tagore's guidance, Jamini learned the classical European techniques, painting nudes, portraits, and landscapes in oils. His early works reflected the influence of Western realism, and he soon mastered academic painting. But even though he became skilled, something within him felt incomplete. His heart longed for something simpler, truer, something that spoke to his roots. In 1925, Jamini came across Kalighat paintings displayed outside the Kalighat temple in Kolkata. These paintings, made by local artisans, were bold, vibrant, and alive with the rhythm of everyday life. Their simplicity and honesty struck him deeply. He felt that true art does not require opulence, but rather it needs to be simple and honest. So Jamini Roy felt an urge to break away from the Western style. He wanted to create art that felt Indian in spirit. The inspiration came from two people, Abanindranath Tagore and Rabindranath Tagore. He found inspiration in Abanindranath Tagore's idea of Indianization in art, the very philosophy that gave birth to the Bengal School of Art. He was inspired by Rabindranath Tagore's essay, The Hermitage, published in the famous Bengali literary magazine called Prabhasi in 1908. The essay spoke about returning to one's root, a message that deeply resonated with Jamini Roy when he read it in 1923, sparking his desire to create art that was rooted in his own culture. So, in 1930, he made the switch from Western to traditional art paintings. He left behind oil paintings and all Western materials. Instead, he chose to paint with natural pigments, color made with flowers, mud, and chalk. He even replaced the canvas with cloth, wood, and woven mats coated with lime. Every part of his painting now came from the soil of India. Inspired by folk traditions, Jamini began painting scenes from rural Bengal, peasants, women, dancers, and animals in bold lines and flat colors. What made his art so powerful was how it was just so simple, yet so expressive. Just a few strokes of the brush could tell an entire story. His figures had almond shaped eyes, calm expressions, and a spiritual quietness that felt timeless. He was deeply fascinated by Christianity, so he began painting biblical themes, the Madonna and Child, the crucifixion, and The Last Supper, but in his own distinctive folk style. The faces, gestures, the colors, they stayed true to his Kalighat roots, yet he was able to depict the same universal message that was of love, compassion, and sacrifice. By the 1940s, Jamini Roy's fame spread far and wide. His works were admired not only in India but also in Europe. Yet, despite his growing popularity, he remained humble. He never saw art as something which was just for the elite. In fact, he refused to sell his paintings for more than rupees 350. Also, he refused to sign some of his paintings. He wanted the focus to remain on the work and not on him. The thought behind this was that he preferred his work to be affordable and highly accessible to a wider audience.
From time to time, Jamini Rai tried his hand at wood sculpting or clay modeling and always pursued his interest in the diverse artistic techniques of other countries. The comprehensive tempera medium withstood the test of reproducing almost anything from the elaborate gods and goddesses of Tibet and China to a self-portrait of Van Gogh. By this time, after years of agonizing struggle, Jamini Rai, the artist, had arrived on a truly international level. Indeed, the spread of Jamini Rai's fame abroad was almost as rapid as in his own country.
Over his lifetime, Jamini Roy created nearly 20,000 paintings, not for profit, but for the people. His flat colors, clear lines, symbolic figures brought folk traditions into the modern world. One of his most famous works, Mother and Child, captures this perfectly. The bond between a mother and her child expressed through just a few lines, yet overflowing with tenderness. This was actually his favorite subject to explore his bold lines and vibrant colors on. He kept recurring back on the subject as there are plethora of variations on this theme. While the exact number is unknown, but it's clear that this was one of his most cherished subjects to paint. In 1954, Jamini Roy was honored with the Padma Bhushan, one of India's highest civilian awards, yet recognition never changed him. He passed away in 1972, but his art continues to live in homes, schools, and galleries across India. His vision of accessible traditional art still inspires generations of artists. In a world that often celebrates opulence, Jamini Roy found beauty in simplicity. He turned folk art into fine art, and in doing so, he gave modern Indian painting its own soul. You might wonder if he painted folk life, rural scene, but no dreamlike distortions. But I do consider Jamini Roy qualifies as a dream painter in his own way because he painted a vision of India he felt in his heart, a dream of dignity, simplicity, and rootedness. He took what many considered vernacular art and elevated it. He turned the folk imagination into modern dreams. Yet across the world, his story remains quiet. Another dreamer whose colors spoke louder than words. That's why Jamini Roy belongs in this series of forgotten dream painters, artists who dreamed through their paintings, but whose stories faded with time. In the next episode, we'll step into the world of Nicholas Roerich, where mysticism, mountains, and spiritual light are brought into life.